Okay, why Spain were actually able to, win their first game convincingly, 5-0. But then the second one, it had to take 81st minute penalty from Mariona for them to be able to beat Japan by a lone goal. So in Nigeria's group now, it shows that, well, for Spain, they have 6 points and they've scored 6 goals, while Japan, well, for them, they have just 3 points and they've scored 6 goals. So Nigeria against Canada at 10 a.m. this morning. We'll see what's going to happen in that game. Say they can beat Canada and have a chance of getting out of the group. If they cannot beat Canada, it simply means Nigeria, they're out at the group stage, just like what happened to the Flamingos last month. So it's not looking really pretty for Nigeria when it comes to women's football this year. But the Super Falcons, they've left this morning to Cameroon, and of course their opening game is going to be against Mali, which is on Sunday. So we wish them all the best. Hopefully they can be able to retain the title that they won 2 years ago. So all hope is definitely going to be on the Super Falcons now to actually boost smiles on Nigerians when it comes to women's football. Okay, from there now, you guys can talk to us on Twitter and on Facebook. What do you think about the Super Falcons? Can they actually retain the championship they won? Because that's more like the highest they can do. They can do less than that or anything more. But then while they were in camp, the coach of the Super Eagles, Gerard, had to go there and kind of psych the players up, saying, look, you girls, you can actually do this. You've got the team, you've got the players, you've got the coach, you've got everything you need to actually win it. But preparation-wise hasn't been okay for the girls. But talk to us on Twitter and Facebook. Do you think they can actually go ahead and retain that championship? And what are the chances actually of the Falconets? Can they beat Canada? Can they go ahead to actually, get out from that group? Because right now it's looking really, really, really very tough. From that one, moved straight to what was happening in LA Galaxy. Steven Gerrard has confirmed that he's leaving once his contract expires, because he joined that club from Liverpool in 2015. He felt he could have been able to win something with that team, but somehow he wasn't able to do it. But he's leaving. That's one of his regrets. He scored so many goals while he was with them, but somehow he wasn't able to win the title with LA Galaxy. But for him, well, he's going to return. Why now? Is he going to return to Liverpool? But he's actually considering where he's going to return to. If he's going to be off the pitch, or remain on the field of play that's on the pitch, or rather off the field. But he says he's got a lot of offers, so many offers, coming in for him as a commentator. Maybe joining the coaching crew of Liverpool, he can actually do that. But he didn't reveal so much, after he's leaving. He didn't reveal so much when he confirmed that he was leaving when he was leaving the LA Galaxy. He didn't reveal so much at all. But while he was actually there, he scored about 5 goals in his 34 appearances, and he spent 8 months there. But will he continue to play? That's a question we actually need to Steven Gerrard will need to answer much later. But he spent about 17 years as a player and lifted the Champions League 2005 as the captain of Liverpool. But going to LA Galaxy, he wasn't just able to, win anything for them. That's something he says he will regret. But, he wasn't even able to lift any top flight title at all for Liverpool. But he was able to win the FA Cup twice, League Cups 3 times, of course, the Champions League and the UEFA Cup. 700 appearances he made for Liverpool in all competitions. Will he go back there? Will he join their coaching crew? So many things under his wraps. We'll just listen to him and, of course, watch some of his games while he played for LA Galaxy.
Robbie wants it again.
I think it's a difficult one to swallow in terms of how it ended. I really wanted to go all the way and deliver that 6th MLS Cup. But I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before that comes back. There's a great group of players in that dressing room. The club's full of good people, so I'm very confident that it won't be too long before the 6th one comes along. Unfortunately, we couldn't deliver that this year. We came close, we've done a bit better than last year, but it was a sad way to end it on a penalty shootout over in Colorado. though, because I believe we were the better team.
Gerard's making himself available. Up against Riley, looking for the far post corner. Oh, it's Alan Gordon, and it's in, and it's been given. An LA Galaxy lead now, having come from behind, as they did a year ago. And Alan Gordon scores for a third successive game.
I think my experience over the years is if you don't win a trophy, you'll always have certain regrets and frustration and disappointment. But I think it was a very valiant effort. I think it was a good effort. There was a lot of positives to take from individuals and the team at certain stages in the season. I think this team can certainly learn where it went wrong and definitely go better next year and put up a stronger challenge. But of course, if you don't get anything from a season of hard work, it's always that little bit frustrating.
There's no relation. Meanwhile, Gerard has McGee streaking into space. Dos Santos arriving in support. And McGee weighing things up. Gerard round the first challenge and the second. And Gerard! He caps it off in some style. Steven Gerrard!
But I've got no regrets. I've loved the experience. I've met some incredible people on and off the pitch. I absolutely idolise my teammates who I've shared the journey with over the 17-18 months. I've learnt a lot of the coaches and off my teammates, and I'll certainly use that for myself moving forward, because although I'm going back to England to live, it's certainly not the end of me in football terms. I've got a lot of things to consider over the coming weeks and months, and I'm sure I'll be back involved in the game somewhere down the line.
But becomes official, comes in towards centre, and he'll find Gerard. Gerard now from 22 on his left foot, takes it in towards goal, fires, and he scores! Steven Gerard makes it 5-2.
And this place will stay inside my heart forever, because I've absolutely loved the experience. It's just a shame that I haven't got a trophy or a cup to remember it by, but it certainly weren't for a lack of trying. I really wanted it, and it's a bit disappointing that I never got it. I've got options on the pitch, off the pitch. Everyone's aware that I've got a contract with BT Sport as well to analyse the Premier League and the Champions League games, which I'll honour once I'm back. But I've got a bit of thinking to do over the next 2-3 weeks. I'm not ready to make a decision or finalise anything that I'm going to be doing moving forward. What I will say is I'm going home to spend some time with my family and basically go over my options and decide which is the best next challenge for me.